Hello everyone. So recently I received a question from Moti, and Moti Dahiya is interested in learning few things about how to send reminders and notifications from Jira. So let us first hear the question and then we'll try to answer the question.
Ravi, how do we configure Jira to send reminder for overdue tasks?
So the question from Moti here is a very common question. Moti is trying to understand how to send reminders from Jira on overdue tasks. So there are a few things that we can do in Jira, and unfortunately, it is a very common thing, but not many people can do it. They usually need to be trained in Jira, which is, to be honest, you know, a problem with any new tool. But I think in Jira, uh, you need to, spend some time in the beginning. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to go to the search. Now you can go to search using the search option on top. There is a search bar, or you can also go to this filters option. Not many people actually are using this option here to refer to their previous searches. In fact, filters is one such feature which is not clear to many users. They don't really get the idea why this is called as a filter. Filter is again nothing but a saved search. Basically, whenever you search for something, you can save it, and then it becomes a filter, right? Maybe some message can be added here by Atlassian, explaining a bit more about what a filter is. Anyways, so when you go to the list of filters, you can actually create a new filter, or you can also do the same thing when you go to the search and go to this option called view all issues. What I will do is I will click on this create filter, and when you click on the create filter, you will then be able to perform search, where based on the criteria you can then search for the issues that are overdue, for example. So what I would say in the beginning, if you are new, you can click on this option called basic. So this basic will let you perform search based on these drop downs or buttons that appear. Now what I want to do is I want to perform search based on overdue tasks. Now overdue tasks are basically those tasks where again, the definition can differ, but one simple way to describe overdue task in Jira would be to have a list of all those issues where due date is in the past. Or maybe if today is, let us say, what is today? Today is 10th. Yeah, today is 10th of February. If there are issues that are not done and due date is in the past, basically 9th of February, 8th of February, then we need to do something about those issues. So the first thing that we need to do, we need to find those issues. So let us do a simple search. I will make sure that whenever I click on the basic search here, there is no filter already selected. So you can of course do that, or you can click on this new search on the left hand side if you expand the sidebar. And by the way, to collapse or to get rid of the sidebar, you can actually press this square bracket, the left square bracket, right? If you press it, it will either show or hide your sidebar. So what I want to do now is I want to perform a search. Now you may want to look for the due date in the more option here. So if you search here due, by the way, you may have like a couple of dates or a couple of fields, a few fields with the same name. What you can do is you can just give it a try. I think this is not the due date because this was probably a date which was imported from another tool. So I'll try this another field which is again due date. So you can see here that the moment you select here due date, you get few options. You can see here that there is an option called now overdue. If you select here now overdue and if you click on the update button, the list here, the list of issues that are presented can be it will narrow down. it will then perform search based on due date. Now, right now, the due date field may or may not have may or may not have it in your view. So you can always go to your configure columns and you can actually add these dates that you're looking for. For example, I'm looking for a due date field, which is already there, by the way, in my case, but I can always add or remove these fields. I may want to also bring this due date column slightly on the left so I can look at it. So I think maybe a bit more. Okay, let us move it here, right next to the created date. So I think this is looking good now. Okay, so as you can see, maybe I'll just move the time spent on the right. Okay, so now we are looking at this list and we have like a lot of issues, like 165. And by the way, whenever you perform search, you are actually creating or writing a query. And to look at the query which Jira uses to perform the search, you can actually toggle between the basic and advanced, basically GQL view. So you can see here that it says due less than equal to 0, and you can always change it. By the way, you can actually say now, right? So basically now means current date, and if you perform the search, it will most likely give you the same result, and I think it is a bit more readable. So this is all good, but what if because based on this query, it will perform search for all those issues that have due date in the past. But what if you want to exclude items that are done? We don't really want done items, right? So what I will do is I will add here one more query. And by the way, you can do it using basic search as well. So just go to your status and you can do status equal to or not equal to. Maybe I think status not equal to done makes sense. So what I want to do is I want to select here done, right? And you may have like other statuses in your Jira instance. What I want to do right now is I want to exclude all those issues where the status is done. And you may have closed. You may want to also exclude closed here. Let us also select here closed, because closed is also not a state that we are interested in. If something is closed, then it is done. We don't really care about it. So we have 150 issues in our Jira instance. Now, to be honest, it is a lot, right? And of course, I'm looking at each and every project in my Jira instance. Maybe I just want to specify here a couple of projects. Maybe I will select here tar, and I think that is it. So I'm just looking at the project which is relevant for my team, right? And Jira is now saying here that okay, there is a status called closed in your query, which is not valid, because in this particular project, this status closed may not be a relevant status in the workflow. So maybe you want to remove it. So once you are done with your search, you can then simply save your search. So there's an option here called save filter. Now this is step number 1. We have identified these issues using a JQL or using a query or a filter in this case, where we are looking at all those issues that are overdue, right? And I want to now save a filter. So whenever you save a filter, you have the option to give it a name like tar overdue tasks, and you may want to share it with others if you want. Maybe you want to share it with all the users in your tar project so that they have access to it, and you can then save it. There is also an option to add more editors so that they can modify this filter. It is up to you. So once you save this filter, then you basically have a query or a filter with a unique link. You can actually share it with others. You can use it in a dashboard. In this video, let us not talk about dashboards. Let us only talk about how to send reminders. So the most easy thing that you can do in Jira is you can configure a filter subscription. Now for doing that, you need to go to the filter details. So once you create a filter, you can go to filter details and you will find an option here called subscription. Now this is the most simple thing that you can do to get notifications from Jira. And you can do something like a personal subscription, or you can select here group group of users who you want to send an email. What I will do is I will say here, I will select here personal subscription, and then I will say that okay, I want to send an email every day like daily, maybe 9 o'clock my time, and it will be sent to basically me, or you can have this email sent to maybe sent out to a group of users. But I think personal subscription will always work, because you're doing it on your own for your own set of issues. Maybe if you're a manager, you want to send an email to yourself you want to get a list of these issues by email, right? Now let us click on subscribe, and what will happen now is you will start receiving emails from Jira. And you can see here that by the way, when you click on the filter details, you can go to your manage subscriptions, and you will get the list of subscriptions. You can have multiple subscriptions to the same filter. Now this is very clear that it is showing us that this particular filter subscription is for Ravi Sagar, and the schedule is 9 a.m. Local time. Of course, it will be your time if you're doing it, and the next email will be sent out on 11th of February, right? And you can of course click on the run now, so that you get a test. I mean, not a test, but you will get an email from Jira. So this is how you can get reminders from Jira. It is not really a reminder for individual emails, but a common consolidated list of issues due or overdue, like if the due date is in the past and the status is not done or closed, whatever. And there is also one more thing that you can do, which I will not cover in this video because I have already covered it in my automation videos. So you can go to automation rules, and you can also create a rule to send reminders using automation rule. So when you click on the when you create a new rule, you have the option to maybe schedule this rule to run once in a while, or based on the schedule. And when you create a schedule here, then you can simply get the list of issues and then send an email. So for sending an email, let me just show you. I think there's an option here called send an email. Now of course I'm just directly showing you the action, but you have to also add here basically this branching based on related issues. So you can say that I want to run this based on a JQL, and here you can write the JQL, and then you can send an email. So I'm just quickly very briefly showing you that yes, you can also use automation rules. But if you're new to Jira, anyone can use the option to create a filter and subscribe to it. So I hope, Moti, you now know how to get reminder from Jira for overdue task. All right, thank you very much. I hope you learned something new today and you also enjoyed watching this video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.